Well, I met Philip about 8 years ago in Edinburgh for lunch, having seen the documentary, and just had lunch with her and asked her about her experience. And when she told me about her being the whole story from beginning to end, and it was a long lunch, and then she told me about sort of being elbowed out at the end. I thought, well, this is definitely a good story, and I then talked to Jeff, and we talked about how we tell the story, and we thought there was a real opportunity with sort of the balance between Richard having been judged and her having been judged in a way. Those two things were married together, and she also told me that she had sort of she imagined conversations with Richard, so we decided that after a few drafts, we thought, well, we'll bring him to life and make him flesh. And then we went and spoke to Stephen and said, what do you reckon? And he said, yeah, all right, if you make it better, if you improve it, I'll direct it.
Yeah, Stephen, I'd love to hear about, what you thought about Philippa's story, and what was it like working with Sally and how she came onto the project as well?
Well, I obviously liked it. It was quite a big decision to make a film. So anyway, I liked it, and then what was the question? Oh, Sally. I met Sally and thought she'd be very good. It's a quite normal process.
So, Stephen, Jeff, to talk about the writing a little bit, what's the process like for you guys? Do you send it back and forth? Do you sit down and hash it out? I'd love to hear about that.
I just want to first of all say thank you very much for that reaction. It was really, really gratifying to hear it get aired. We're not low rent, but Steve and I were keeping a laugh count as they came up. So, but thank you for that. I work with other writers in the past as well, but every word is, we're both together in the room at the same time. And I get the great privilege of, as we were writing that, Steve would have been his character, he would have been Philippa, he would have been Richard Buckley, he would have been Richard, he would have been all the characters with different voices. I've said this before, I feel like a guy with a giant butterfly net, catch it as some of the lines come out and we get into the character. It's a really, I'm privileged to be part of that process, and it's never tiring. It's always
it's always a toss-up. We argue a lot. We sort of know each other well enough that we don't have to stand on ceremony. We can be sort of abrupt and even rude with each other and say, no, that's bollocks, that's crap. Or they'll say that to me, and then we hammer it out. It's very sort of workmanlike.
Well, Stephen, I'm very curious. What is it like directing one of the writers in the screenplay? Does Steve ever give you pushback on anything, or?
Well, every now and then you can say, who wrote this rubbish?
I let him do those jokes.
Okay, so we'll open it up to the audience.